Hello students, in this video that is DC circuits part 3, I want to discuss the electric energy lost in a conductor, the heating effect of an electric current, then the power delivered by an electric device, the unit used for the measurement of electrical energy, and along with this at the end of this video I am going to go through certain MCQs on this type. So please don't quit in between, watch the video till the end, and if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. Now when an electric current flows through a conductor, some electric energy is always lost in overcoming the resistance of that conductor, and this loss in electric energy is given as VIT, where V is the potential difference across the ends of the conductor, I is the current flowing through the conductor, and T is the time for which the current is flowing. Now if I use V is equal to IR, means instead of V, if I substitute IR, the formula becomes I square into RT. It is again the second formula for energy lost in overcoming the resistance. Again, if I substitute for I as V by R using Ohm's law, the formula becomes V square by R into T. So one of these formula can be used to get the electric energy lost depending upon the data which is given in the problem. So these formulae give you the electric energy lost in overcoming the resistance. In other words, it is the work done in moving a unit charge. Now the electric energy is so expended, means the loss in electric energy is converted into heat energy, and this conversion is called as the heating effect of an electric current. So heating effect of electric current is nothing but the energy which is lost in overcoming the resistance of a conductor is converted into heat energy, and which is called as heating effect of an electric current. The heat generated in joules is given as H is the heat which is given in joules, is equal to I square RT. So it is the same formula, and this formula is also called as Joule's law of an electric current. So H is equal to I square into RT is the Joule's law of an electric current. Now electric power. The electric power is nothing but the energy liberated per second in a device. As we know that power is equal to work done upon time or work done per unit time. So here electric power liberated is nothing but electric power used by a device per unit time, and which is given as, now if we divide it by time, the formula becomes VI, it is in watts, I square RT divided by time, it is I square R or V square R. So this power we get it in watt if V is in volts, I is in amperes, and R is in ohm. So if we use these units, we get the power in watt. The above formula, means this formula, is true only when all the power is dissipated as heat and not converted into mechanical work etc. simultaneously. So you will have to remember it very well. These formulae can only be used when all the power is dissipated as heat and not converted into mechanical work simultaneously. Unit of electrical energy consumption is given as 1 unit of electric energy is equal to 1 kilowatt hour, which is equal to 36 into 10 raised to 5 joules. Let us go through the MCQs of this type. MCQ number 1. Two electric bulbs whose resistances are in the ratio 1:2 are connected in parallel to a constant voltage source. The power dissipated in them have the ratio. Now they are saying that there are two bulbs. So let it be the bulb number 1, it is the bulb number 2, and both of these bulbs are connected in parallel with one another. So it is bulb 1, it is bulb number 2, and let the constant voltage source V is applied across this combination. And what they have given is the ratio of the resistances. The ratio R1 upon R2 is given as 1 divided by 2. And what they are asking is the ratio of the power dissipated. P1 by P2 is to be calculated. Now we know the formula for power. P is equal to V into I, P is equal to I square into R, P is equal to V square divided by R. Now again, as the power is to be calculated, we will have to use one of these formulae. But again, the question is which of these formula is to be used. Now, which always depends upon the data which is given in the question. Here they have given the ratio of the resistances. It simply means that the first formula which do not contain resistance should be rejected, and remaining two, one of these two is to be used. But again, constant voltage source, so V is given along with the R, and that is why second formula is also to be rejected. And the third formula is to be used. P1 can be given as V1 square divided by R1, and P2 it is V2 square divided by R2. But voltage is same, so V1 and V2 will get cancelled out. And the final relation will be R2 upon R1, that is 2 upon 1, and that is why option C is the correct option. The power dissipated will be in the ratio 2:1. Now MCQ number 2. A piece of fuse wire melts when the current passing through it is 5 ampere. When carrying this current, it dissipates 2.5 joule of energy per second. What is the resistance of the fuse wire? Now they have given that energy dissipated is 2.5 joule. We have got three formulae for energy dissipated. First is VIT, second is I square RT, and third is V square divided by R into T. Now current I is given, which is 5 ampere. Then second, energy dissipated is given, which is 2.5 joule, and means left hand side is 2.5 joule, 2.5 joule, 2.5 joule. So one of these three formulae is to be used. I is given as 5 amperes. Now it simply means that as I is given, we cannot go with this formula because it do not contain I. We will have to use one of these two formulae. But again, potential or voltage is not given, so we will have to reject this formula also, and we will have to use the formula, that is energy dissipated is equal to I square into R into T. So 2.5 is equal to I square, that is 5 square into R, and time is 1 per second it is given. So time is 1 and R is equal to 2.5 divided by 5 square, that is 25, which makes 0.1. So 0.1 ohm is the correct answer. So option C is the correct option. MCQ number 3. The electric installation in a building is protected by a 15 ampere fuse. If the supply voltage is 220 volt, the maximum number of 60 watt bulbs that can be used in the building is. Now, so they have said that the bulbs are of 60 watt, means the electrical power which is delivered by the bulb is 60 watt. So power is given as 60 watt. The potential or voltage which is given is V is equal to 220 volt. So using the formula P is equal to V into I is equal to P divided by V, P is 60 divided by V is 220, so it is equal to 3 divided by 11. So I, that is 3 divided by 11, it is the current which is passing through a single bulb. But again, fuse is having a capacity of 15 amperes, means the maximum current which can pass through the fuse is 15 ampere, whereas each bulb requires a current of 3 by 11 amperes, and therefore number of bulbs can, if it is n is the number of bulbs, it can be obtained as the capacity of the fuse in amperes, that is 15, means the total current which can pass through the fuse divided by the current required for each bulb to deliver a power of 60 watt is 3 divided by 11, and this is equal to 55. So 55 number of bulbs can be provided for in that building in which a fuse of 15 ampere is capacity is provided. So option B is the correct option, which is 55 number of